I have got us a brand new car for the channel, and this project is a little bit different. You're probably used to us doing the low cars, the show cars, but this time I wanted to do something a little more usable. So I've got us this beautiful 2009 Cayenne, under 50,000 miles on the clock, V8 under the bonnet, and a stunning interior. And we're going to build something a little bit different. But before we do that, this car hasn't been cleaned in over a year. So we're going to get it over there, get it cleaned down, and then I'm going to explain to you what our plans are for this very special car. Here it is then, our project for the year. And as you can see, it needs a good clean. Now, I've been plotting and planning this one for a little while. I actually picked the car up way back before Christmas in like November, December time. And since then, I've actually been driving it around. We've even done a trip into Europe. We've gone through it mechanically and she is sound. But one place where she isn't looking so good is, well, visually. The wheels are hanging, the paintwork is covered in tree sap. So this is the perfect candidate for us to show you the detailing skills and the tips and tricks that we use here when we're cleaning up a car. We're going to get it cleaned, we're going to get it deconned, we're then going to give it a light machine polish, nothing too crazy because we've got something else going on with the exterior a little later on. And then at the end of this video, I'm going to show you a further plan and it might give you a hint towards where we're going with this one. But for now, let's get on with the clean. So that is all four wheels complete. We haven't gone too crazy with the wheels because I've got a little plan coming up later on to ignore them for the time being, but they are clean. We got rid of all the old wheel weight glue, done the arches while it was there, and now in great old British fashion, the sun's decided to come out. It hasn't come out all year, and now it's come out when I need a bit of time to wash a car. So I've drafted in a bit of help. Got four of the lads from the workshop. They're all going to come help me get this deep cleaned, and then we can get it inside and get on with some proper detailing.
Sauce for the soul food. Eat good, smoke great. That's a whole move. Whole time, half time for the smoke break. In the mission.
First job we got to tackle is the engine bay, and don't look like anyone's been in there for quite a while. A lot of plastic, so I'm expecting this to actually look really good when it's done.
I had proof. Can't believe it. it till they
Right, so what we're doing here, we're just going to hit it all over. We've got Verso and a Pro bottle mixed up at about 3 or 4 to 1. So it's quite strong. We're just going to hit all the plastics, the metalwork, everything, trying to keep it off of the bodywork as much as possible. Inevitably, you're going to get a little bit on there, but we're doing our best to keep it off of there. Once we've done this, we'll jet wash this down to remove all of the loose debris. Then we're going to hit it again, use the detailing brushes, scrub it in, one last rinse, and we're done. It's important to note that different engine bays need treating differently. This one, there are no exposed electrics. The battery's nice and tucked away, so there's nothing that we're actually going to do any damage or harm to. The airbox is sealed, so we're good. But you need to treat each different engine bay differently. If I had a battery, I'd be covering the terminals and keeping that nice and dry. If the airbox or we had an air filter on show, we'd definitely be covering that up. And then if there was any aftermarket electrics or it was an old car and had the ECU on display, we'd definitely be covering that up. But on this one, we're actually pretty lucky. It's quite straightforward. It is just all plastic work and it's all pretty concealed. They're made for off-road as well, so they're made to kind of take a bit more water than the average car.
last laugh for a lifespan. Hey, I be out of town all the time, all the blood rash. You be out of line, out of bounds, all the comebacks. I be out of town all the time, what it does at. You be telling lies in your rhymes, where your fun's at.
So the car's now wet, so we're going to have to get a bit of a hustle on. Next step is to layer it over with some snow foam and jet wash as much of that dirt off. We're then going to reapply it and let that dwell and do its thing while we attack the door shuts. We'll then go around all the edges and gaps and any nooks and crannies and grills that we can, get in there with the detailing brushes before rinsing it all off again. 2 bucket wash, rinse down, 3-stage decon, and then in the bay out of this sun. So, quick change of plan, the sun is fully out and that black paintwork is drying up horribly quick. So, we've done the chemical decon, we're now going to dry it off and get it inside because this car has a load of contamination on it. I think it's sap that it's got on there, there's some bigger bits on the windows and there's loads on the paint. We really need to take our time when we're clearing it, so best course of action is the old school way. We're going to dry it off, get it inside, it's nice and cool in there, and then we can just go panel by panel, take our time, make sure we get it 100% before we think about hitting that paintwork with a machine polisher. We've got this horrible sap. It's not only on the glass, it's actually on the paint as well. We're not going to sort that out here in this sun, so we're going to get it inside and then I'll show you how to tackle that because it's quite easy if you know how. Inside and out of the sunshine, and we can actually take a closer look at what we're dealing with. Overall, the car is in quite lovely condition for its age. However, underhand, you can definitely feel that it's very rough. It's going to need some serious decontamination work with the clay bar. We're also going to go around and show you how to remove this tree sap, the larger bits that are on there, and then we're going to take a look at the paintwork and see if we can't enhance it a little bit. We're not going to be going for full correction on this because I do have a plan in mind for later down the line that means I'd really be wasting my time, but I definitely want to try and make it look a little bit better. There are some small cosmetic things that detailing's not going to sort out. I've got a fishbowl going on in this front side light, so I need to sort that out, and I have noticed a couple of little scuffs and bigger chips that I'm going to take a look at. There's also a dent on the rear boot lid that I didn't see because the car was just that dirty, so I'll get our friends at the dent men out to sort that out. But before that, like I say, clay bars are coming out. We're going to get this deconned, start from a fresh slate, and then enhance that paintwork. What we're doing here before we get stuck in with a clay bar is we're removing these bigger sticky bits of tree sap. We've got them all over the bonnet, we've got them on the front bumper. I'm just going to take some tar remover, put it on one of the disposable microfiber cloths, and then literally leave it on top. Now what that does, rather than spraying it to the panel like that and then leaving it to run and go everywhere and evaporate quickly, it just means the product can stay there working for longer. This type of tree sap, especially when it's been on the car a long time, it goes like glass. It's super solid, so it is going to take quite a lot to break it down, and you don't want to go scrubbing at it because then you're dragging it across the paint, causing marks. So then just leave that to do its thing. Going to put a couple more of these around the car, let them soak in, and then hopefully when we remove them, we should just be able to wipe away the excess, and that is job done.
I need them to witness. Give me stairs over escalators. I grind and go get it. Don't believe in the limit.
This cloth's been on here about 5 minutes now. When we remove it, you can already see there's a lot less left behind. I'm just going to take a dry cloth and wipe that over. And what we're left with looks like just a little bit of etching from around the edge where it was there. I'm going to take care of that with a machine polisher. When we come to machine polishing, we'll be able to just get rid of that. It's just slightly etched the top of the surface, but the bulk of it is now gone. So we're going to follow that procedure all around the car, everywhere where this tree sap is. Then we're going to neutralise the solvent, clay the paintwork, get the machine polishers out, and fix the last bit of that. Right, so as suspected, look, if you come in closer on that, all that yellow would suggest what we're picking up here is tree sap. There is tons of it on the car. If you rub your hand across the paint, now you shouldn't really do this, especially if it's already corrected, but good way to check if your car's got contamination. If you've got a rubber glove on, or get a sandwich bag and then just run your hand across, it'll feel rough, and where you've clayed should feel super smooth. But just because I've rubbed that over with a clay bar does not mean that is finished. What I'm going to do is go dirty side to dirty side, spread it back out, and then I've got to go over it again and make sure I don't get any transfer. Only when I do the area and don't get that yellow transfer on my clay bar, that is when I've completed it. If there's still yellow coming off on the clay bar, you need to keep going. It's as simple as that. So look, even after the second hit, not as much on there, but still a fair amount, which means, again, folding it in, dirty side to dirty side, keep on kneading it out so you've got an even disc. Just keep going. It takes a bit of time. This is why I didn't want to do it outside in the sun, because I knew this weren't going to be a quick job.
I want. Look, I-35 with the top down, quick to tell a hater they should get like me. Seem like everybody wanna be the boss, but it costs, and these lames ain't shit like me. Drop a couple bands on the crypto fans, know my shit go. I ain't gotta tell them what it is. Tell them I'm a grown ass man, so you'll never fool me with the cap you be selling to the kids. Shorty, we the lords of the land, we wavy. Bad little mama tryna have a nigga baby. In a coupe seat, color like gravy. Children of the sun, why these niggas so shady? Boss talk with the wolf pack, I ain't never look back. Got a couple bands and I flip that. I be chillin' with my shorty, got the crib on karate keep.
And just like that, the car is complete. We've gone around it, give it a good coat of wax, because like I say, we've got another plan for this. And the reason we haven't gone crazy with the paint correction side is we are gonna be planning to wrap this car. So that's why it's just had a little enhancement, a wax put on top, because we can take that off easily later down the line when we need to. But before we get there, we have got something quite big happening to this car, because we're going to be fitting all of these parts from Wheel Pros and Darkside Developments and making our ultimate Overlander build. I hope you've enjoyed this episode and that you'll join us on the next one. Maybe if you want to take a guess at the colour that's going to go, drop something in the comments. We're not 100% where we're going to go yet, so maybe you'll sway it one way or the other. Thanks for watching. See you then.
Say to a G, I'm on the road, I'll be here where they pay me to be. These niggas ballin' on the internet, stop. I take some words and I turn them into profit. Retro 3 jersey, I'm the answer. Please stop hating on the king, that's cancer. About to sling an iPhone for the quick flip. Making magic in the mix like Bisquick. Turn it to a slip and slide on the slick shit. Showing love to the fans, get a quick flick.